enlightened selfishness. This is a concept that was passed down. I don't know exactly where it came from, but it came through our martial arts lineage. The lineage we have literally is 900 years old. It's the ninja martial arts. There's 9 families, and they all had these scrolls. And over the last 1,000 years, the emperor kind of slaughtered the villages, and they pulled together, and scrolls came down to one family. And now there's one grandmaster that has all the scrolls. And there literally are these old rice scrolls that are 700, 800, 900 years old that we still train from. Well, it's not just physical martial arts. The ninja they pulled the martial arts out of a self-development mindset. We have to protect our village from the emperor because we have a different religious belief than they have, so we're going to go over here, way away from you folks. But if you've grown up in this area over the last 20 years, you know how populations move out. Well, the emperor kept wanting to go out, and they have to chase him further, chase him further. Well, they started kind of slaughtering these people, so they developed this wonderful ninja martial arts. But it's not just martial arts in the physical aspect, it's psychological. There's a lot of psychology in what we teach because it's much better to convince somebody that you're over there when you're really over there, and now nobody has to die. Does that kind of make sense? So there's a lot of that stuff. It's about understanding nature. It's about understanding how nature works, human psychology, human interaction, human behavior. All that comes into play with what we do. And if we have a couple black belts in the room, 3 black belts in the room, would you agree that's a big part of what we teach? It's not just the physical skills, but how does this physical skill represent this deeper thing? Yeah. So enlightened selfishness is one of the concepts, and it means that I want to make sure my world is as safe and as strong and as secure as possible. Can you imagine how a little village of ninja being oppressed by a big government would want to make that happen? I want to be safe, secure, and have everybody have a good life. So if that's true, the best way for me to do that is to get as many friends as I possibly can, to get as many resources as I possibly can, to get as much money as I possibly can, to make my friends and my resources grow in volume. Does that kind of make sense? So the more I have, the more I can give to the world around me. Oh my gosh, that sounds like Maslow, doesn't it? So a really self-actualized person realizes that I can't be safer through war, I'm safer through peace. I'm not safer through creating enemies, I'm safer through creating allies. I'm not safer by making people have less around me, I'm safer by making people have more around me. Does that logic make sense? I know that's how our government works, but that's a whole different topic. So this is enlightened selfishness. So in order to make my community stronger and richer, I have to become stronger and richer. I have to be more enlightened. I have to be more knowledgeable. I have to have more money, more friends, more skills, more resources, more time. So in my perfect world, in my enlightenedly selfish world, I would want everybody I know to have at most a 10-hour work week, making 10 times the money they make right now, having 10 times more friends and associates that they could draw upon. Ever heard of something called the internet? Yeah, it's a powerful tool. Yesterday, I don't know how you feel about it, but just to show you the power of resources, Al Gore did some kind of speech yesterday morning. They videotaped it, broke it down to a 5-minute segmented speech about got to change the climate, got to change, we have to produce 100% of our electricity needs within 10 years, not the 50 years we're talking about. Put a challenge out there. And then a couple of groups sent this out to their connections. In like 4 or 5 hours, 1.395 million people responded and said, yes, I agree with this. That's pretty cool. That's pretty, whether you agree with him, whether you agree with the topic or not, this is somebody who understands resources, getting friends and allies, and making resources happen. Does that make sense? So for you, what does enlightened selfishness mean? It means you got to get out of this poor thinking get up into this abundance thinking, because if you're going to make your life better, you have to have more to help me, so I can help you. Can't do that from a, oh my gosh, there's a fear base. So enlightened selfishness. But you're creating safety for yourself by making sure your community is safer. What would happen if, and Shaklee people love this, what would happen if you could get all the toxic chemicals out of your house? Wouldn't you have a cleaner house, safer house? What if you get all the toxic chemicals out of your neighborhood? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't it be great if you get all the toxic chemicals out of the atmosphere? Wouldn't that be great? So enlightened selfishness means I'm going to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to make that happen. For everybody, it's about figuring out, okay, really, truly, what's my gift? What am I here to do? And it's about other people. It's about this self-actualization, top of the pyramid. So I have to get out of my own head, have to stop projecting other people, find out what's going to make my world safer, stronger, better, so I can be more self-actualized. The less I'm out of the fear base, more in the love base, the more I can self-actualize. So if I can do things to help people around me be more secure and more safe, if this city was a totally safe place where people felt wealthy and protected and environmentally safe and all that cool stuff, that would take a lot of pressure off of me. And I could focus on me. But if I focus on helping you, then you can make this place better to help me. Does that kind of make sense? It's pretty enlightened, and it's pretty selfish. But I'm helping other people so I can become more self-actualized. And that's kind of what the concept is. It's about my quest for self-actualization, and I have to get out of the fear-based, so I have to create my world to be non-fear-based. So how do I do that? Help you be non-fear-based. How do I do that? Take away some of your fears about food and shelter, and start getting into this community idea. How can I, we have something at the school that we've put in place about 6 months ago where we start pushing a lot harder. It's called the Action Hero Training Program. And it's about, before you get out of level 2, you have to go out and do a social-based project to help somebody in the community. And by the way, you have to take 3 people who aren't students to help you create that activity and make it happen. Wow, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm going to go out and help some other group. I'm going to get 3 other people and teach them what it means to help other people. So we're really creating this big ripple effect. And now we have 200 students a year doing something like that. Or the other part of it is when you're in level 3, before you go to black belt, you have to do an environmental project to help the environment somehow. So now we've got 200 people a year doing either a social justice or an environmental project, bringing in 3 other people each. So now we have 800 people go out in the community doing 200 projects a year. Pretty enlightenedly selfish, wouldn't you think? So that's the concept behind it. But if my community is safer, I can be safer. If I'm safer, I can focus on me more. What a selfish thing to do. I'm going to help you to help me.